what is up, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today we are talking microfibers and pretty much everything you need to know about them. So as a detailer, microfibers are probably the most used tool that you use. So you're always using some type of microfiber, whether it be a lightweight, like a plush, maybe a dual plush, something that's really thick, or even a waffle weave, and they all have different purposes. So today, just kind of want to go over like my process of picking what towel to use for what, how to take care of the towels, and why they're good for car detailing. So a lightweight microfiber. These are microfibers that you usually use for your contact washing, maybe your wheels. So for me, I have specific towels that I use for specific tasks while I'm detailing. So some of these towels, the lightweights, I'll use for like the yellow ones. For some reason, yellow just makes me think of my leather conditioner. So I know that these yellow ones are ones that I only use for my leather conditioner. Any of these gray, these are the Rag Company brand microfibers. I use those for the contact washing on any of the vehicles. So moving along, I like to use this towel here, which is like a plush towel for either my drying phase, or I'll do it for the drying aid phase when I'm spraying the drying aid and then kind of applying that onto the paintwork. I'll use the plush. Then moving along, I've got these towels here. These are what you call waffle weave towels. So these towels here, you'll notice that there's a pattern that looks kind of like a waffle, and these are really good for windows and like your piano blacks, because they do a lot of picking up of like lint and dust that you might see. A lot of times you'll clean your windows and you'll notice dust is still there. If you use a waffle weave, you get a better result in the end. Less streaking, less lint and dust. And waffle weaves are really great for that. I love waffle weaves. Plus they just look and feel really nice. Again, these are from the Rag Company as well. These are their waffle weave towels. I've got some bigger ones here. So a bigger waffle weave. One of these towels you can really use for multiple vehicles if you're doing multiple vehicles at once, because you can flip, fold, flip, fold, and before you use up the whole towel. This is a huge waffle weave towel, and I really like this one. Then I have this one at the bottom. So this is a waffle weave towel. This is actually, I think it's called the Gauntlet from Chemical Guys, and this towel is actually designed for drying and soaking up water. It does work for drying and soaking up water, but it's a waffle weave, so that's kind of weird to use it as a towel for drying, because waffle weaves usually aren't used for that, I guess. But this one does really good with soaking up water, but I also like to use it for windows, and it's actually good for drying aids as well, so I like to use it. And it's really big. Then lastly, as far as microfibers go, I have the extra plush towel. So these are really thick, they're fluffy, they're soft. I use these for applying most of my, if not all, the drying aids, because using something this soft will almost guarantee that you do not put any kind of swirl marks or scratches on the paintwork while you're drying. Most of the scratches that you get on your vehicles come from the drying or the washing phase, so any of the contact phases of the washing process is where you're going to get some of those scratches or swirl marks. But using something as thick as this extra plush towel, which again I think this is also from the Rag Company as well, this will almost guarantee that you don't have any swirl marks, any scratches, because it's just so soft. I really love this. Is my favorite towel that I have, and it does really well. Alrighty, so I use these microfibers here to do all the washing, the contact washing on the vehicle or the drying, but I also use the sponge here, and this sponge works really well for a rinseless wash. I'll show you guys a rinseless wash at some point on this channel, probably really soon. So essentially, this is supposed to make contact with the surface of the vehicle, but these cuts in the sponge is supposed to house the dirt or the grime that you pick up when you're doing your passes on the panel. So when you do that pass, the dirt actually goes in these cracks and these slits that are in the sponge. And then when you dip this in the water bucket, or the bucket of water, or maybe the bucket of the rinseless wash solution, you dip it, squeeze, releasing that dirt, and it also makes it to where you're ready to come back and go back on the next pass on your contact wash. So this is really cool. I think it works really well. It does have its downsides, as do rinseless washes, but I'll get into that on a different video. this is the sponge that works really well, and it's actually designed specifically for a rinseless wash. So this is my sponge for that. So being a car detailer, you have to be very specific in the things that you use and in how you take care of the things that you use. So this here is my Rags to Riches solution. It's a laundry detergent, but it's only for microfiber. It's very specific to microfibers, and the reason why you don't want to use anything else aside from, it doesn't have to be this company obviously, but you want to use something that's specifically for microfibers, because using anything that's scented, like your normal laundry detergent, will actually compromise the integrity of these, and they will no longer hold the properties that a microfiber is supposed to hold. So you damage your microfibers by washing them incorrectly or not using the right methods to wash them. So this is designed for microfibers. It takes, I think, a half a capful, sorry, 1 capful equals 1 ounce of this, I believe. And so it's 1 to 2 caps per wash, so it's not a lot. I've used this several times. I would say maybe like 10 times, and it really stretches and goes a long way. I think it's somewhat expensive. Not the cheapest, I don't think, but I don't think it's that expensive. But it definitely lasts a while. You can use this on several occasions. And using this is definitely what you want to do to keep these microfibers in their best shape. So what's really cool about microfibers is that contrary to regular rags like cotton, microfibers, you can wash them thousands of times and they will still hold their integrity, and they'll still be microfibers that you can use for years and years, because as long as you're washing them with proper techniques, using the proper detergent, and as long as they're not ripped or anything like that, they'll hold their integrity really well over tons and tons of washes. Another thing with microfibers is that they dry really fast, which keeps bacteria from growing on them. So even if you have a dirty microfiber and you don't wash it immediately and you put it in a basket, it's not going to have any kind of like mold, or it's not going to rot like maybe another towel would. That's another benefit of using a microfiber. So when you are washing the microfibers, you definitely want to make sure that you're not washing in hot or warm water. Warm water, I've heard, is okay, but I just like to be extra cautious with them, and I always read that cold is always safe, and people argue about warm water. So I stay safe and I just go with the cold water. I wash these in cold water, and you also dry with cool heat. So no heat, but just cool air, and on your dryer. So that way they stay great towels for years to come. So one other thing that I didn't mention is that you definitely want to, in your washer, before you add this solution or this detergent to your cup that houses the detergent, I always take another towel, not a microfiber, but just a rag for the kitchen or the rag for bathing, or a paper towel, and I take that and I wash out the cups that house those detergent, because there's still, a lot of times there's still fabric softener and detergent in those cups. So you definitely want to wash those out and make sure there's no residue, no chance of you messing up the integrity of your towels. Well guys, that's it for me on this one. Hopefully you guys learned a little bit about microfibers, how to take care of them, and why you take care of them. I thought it was important for me to go over kind of how I take care of my towels and the steps that I take to make sure that they last. I think it's important in detailing that the equipment that you're using on your vehicles and other people's vehicles that they're paying you to handle gives them the best results, no chances of any kind of scratching or mishandling of their property. So definitely important if you're a detailer, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. More videos like this coming soon to the channel. That's it for us here. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.